The stars above Korynth burned crimson that day, lit not by suns, but by fire. The human colony world of Halcyon III had been a garden once, a jewel of forests and blue seas, a quiet world where miners, farmers, and their children thrived under gentle skies. Then came the Vare Dominion. Their fleets descended without warning, formation precise, weapons charged with the casual confidence of an empire that had crushed hundreds before. Their flagship, the Spear of Sovereignty, hung like a black omen in orbit. Commander Thalcor of the Vire watched the bombardment unfold from his throne of obsidian metal, eyes cold and unblinking. "Minimal resistance detected," reported one of his officers, his frilled crest fluttering with pride. The humans' planetary defense grid was primitive, barely worthy of cataloging. Thalcor leaned back, talons tapping the armrest. "Send the message to their homeworld," he ordered, his voice a deep purr of satisfaction. "Inform them that Halcyon III has been pacified. Their settlers resisted expulsion. They were corrected." The officer hesitated. "Shall we display the correction?" Thalcor's grin split wide. "Yes. Show them the ash of their defiance." Hours later, across the stars, the Terran diplomatic envoy to the Galactic Council received the transmission. It began with static, then flames. Cities turned to glass. Oceans boiled. At the end, Thalcor appeared on the screen, bowing mockingly. "Humans," he said, his words echoing in the grand hall of the council. "This is the cost of speaking above your station. You claim equality among empires, yet you breed like vermin and defend like cattle. Know this: the Vare Dominion tolerates no upstart species." And then, with deliberate cruelty, he added, "Your silence will suit the stars better than your screams." 2. Laughter among the stars. The Galactic Council convened soon after. The domed chamber of crystal and light glittered with representatives from hundreds of species. Some fearful, others entertained. The Council of Ascendants, the highest governing body of interstellar order, called the meeting under the pretense of maintaining peace. But the air buzzed with derision. "The humans should have known their place," hissed Ambassador Irvin of the Coryllians, his translucent body quivering with amusement. "Their colonies spread too quickly, their diplomacy too loud. This will teach them humility." Several others chuckled, a sound like dry leaves. The Vare representative stood tall, flanked by guards in ceremonial armor, his mandibles clicking in mock sympathy. "Earth refuses to understand hierarchy," he declared. "They speak of peace, yet arm themselves in secret. We have done the galaxy a service." At the far end of the hall, the Terran envoy, Ambassador Elena Rahim, sat motionless. Her uniform was black, unadorned. Her face was pale but expressionless. She listened to the laughter echoing through the chamber, the smug tones of those who believed humanity broken. When it was her turn to speak, the council's chancellor tilted his head. "Human representative, do you have a response to the incident at Halcyon III?" Rahim rose slowly. "Earth mourns her dead," she said quietly. A murmur rippled through the hall. That was all? No threats, no rage, no condemnation, just silence. Rahim gathered her datapads, bowed once, and walked out of the chamber. Her boots echoed faintly on the marble floor, each step fading into stillness. Behind her, the laughter resumed. "See, the humans accept their place," one counselor whispered. "Their silence is finally civilized," another added. "Let them grieve. It will make their surrender easier," Thalcor said, smirking. They mocked Earth's silence, never realizing it was not surrender they were hearing. It was the pause before thunder. The quiet. Before the storm for 6 standard months. The galaxy heard nothing from Earth, no transmissions, no diplomatic messages, no trade, no fleet maneuvers. Even the Terran colonies withdrew from Council communication channels. The other species interpreted it as defeat. But in the shadow of Sol, behind the blue veil of Neptune's orbit, silence was not peace. It was preparation. Deep beneath the ice of Europa, the Earth Defense Command reawakened its dormant war networks. Old contingency codes, relics from a forgotten era, flickered to life. The hidden shipyards of Titan Forge ignited again, reactors roaring in the dark. In orbit around Mars, automated factories built shapes that dwarfed even the largest alien dreadnoughts. The Atlas-class dread carriers, monuments of war the galaxy had thought were theoretical, rose from scaffolds of light and steel. Humanity did not shout. It built. It forged. On every screen across the Sol system, the same phrase appeared: Project Black Sky, authorized by Earth Council. Status: Retribution. Fleet commanders returned from retirement. Marines, miners, engineers all volunteered. The mood was cold. No speeches. No chants. Only the steady rhythm of work and the burning need for balance. They did not call for vengeance. They called for correction, fee. The first whisper of thunder, it began quietly. The Vare patrol station near the fringe system of Orin 7 detected a strange anomaly. A faint gravitational distortion, like the echo of a massive object passing through folded space. Then came another, then dozens. Their sensors glitched, overloaded by interference. When the static cleared, hundreds of human ships hung in the void. They were black as midnight, without insignia. Their hulls drank starlight. The Vare commander tried to hail them. "Identify yourselves. You are in Dominion." He never finished. The lead ship fired a single kinetic lance. A rod of tungsten traveling at a fraction of light speed. The station ceased to exist in an instant. No explosion, no wreckage, just silence again. Then came the message, transmitted on every Vare frequency. "This is Earth Fleet Command. You silenced Halcyon. We have heard your laughter. Now you will hear ours." Moments later, entire sectors went dark. When the silence shattered, the Vare Dominion's core fleets mobilized in panic. Their war banners filled the void around their capital world. Each ship a fortress armed with plasma lances and quantum shields. But humanity's fleets did not arrive in formation. They arrived like a storm. Tachyon wakes split the void open, and human dreadnoughts emerged in waves, eclipsing suns. The UNS Atlas Prime led the assault, its hull kilometers long, a moving mountain of blackened steel. It was said the ship's engines burned brighter than the Vare's own star. The humans did not broadcast threats this time. They did not issue ultimatums. Their silence spoke enough. The first strike crippled 3 Vare moons, orbital bombardments so precise that each detonation carved the Dominion symbols into the surface, burning them away forever. Their orbital shipyards vaporized under tungsten rain. Vare fleets scrambled to counterattack, but their weapons, so confident, so advanced, simply shattered against the kinetic barriers of human dread carriers. Earth's weaponry was old in design, but perfected in secrecy. Their missiles carried fusion warheads sheathed in gravitic distorters, slipping through shields like whispers through curtains. Each detonation turned fleets to dust. Each kinetic strike shattered worlds. And through it all, the humans never spoke. The fall of the Dominion in the council chambers, chaos reigned. Reports poured in from every system. "The humans have glassed Orin 7. Dominion Fleet Command has fallen." The Terrans. "They don't take prisoners." The Vare representative, pale now, demanded intervention. "The humans are committing genocide," he cried. "Stop them!" But the council that had once mocked Earth's silence was now silent itself. None dared move. None dared speak. Because every envoy knew, if Earth could annihilate a superpower like the Vare Dominion, they could annihilate anyone. Back in Vare space, the human fleet pressed onward. The Dominion capital, Vareth Prime, was ringed by defensive satellites, planetary cannons, and the proudest fleet the Vare had ever assembled. Humanity's answer came in the form of a single ship, the UNS Hammer of Sol. It broke warp not above the planet, but inside its orbit, tearing space-time like cloth. The shockwave alone crippled half the Vare defense fleet. Then, for the first time since the bombardment of Halcyon III, a human voice filled the stars. "This is Admiral Reyes of the Terran Fleet. By order of the Earth Council, the Vare Dominion is declared an enemy of humanity. Surrender is not accepted. We answer cruelty with silence, until silence no longer suffices." And with that, the thunder came. Orbital cannons fired in synchronized sequence. Massive tungsten rods plunged through the planet's crust, igniting tectonic ruptures that split continents apart. From orbit, Vareth Prime bloomed into a flower of fire. The screams of billions echoed across subspace, and then were gone. 7. Echoes of thunder 3 weeks later. Nothing remained of the Vare Dominion but ruins and static. The human fleets did not stay. They did not occupy. They simply left. They transmitted a single message to the Galactic Council. Halcyon III, avenged. Earth does not seek conquest, only remembrance. Mock our silence again, and you will hear thunder once more. Then, every Terran ship vanished back into folded space, disappearing toward Sol, leaving the galaxy trembling in their wake. The council chambers were quieter than they had ever been. The Chancellor himself stood shaking. Is it over?" No one answered. Among the alien delegates, some whispered prayers. Others swore loyalty to Earth's neutrality. The word Terran became synonymous not with human, but with force of nature. When rumors spread of new human fleets being built in the dark beyond Neptune, none dared confirm. None dared ask. Voit, the lesson of halcyon years passed. The galaxy rebuilt, cautiously. The ruins of Varith Prime remained untouched, a blackened monument floating in the void. No scavengers approached. No explorers mapped it. It was said even the machines avoided the place, as if haunted by the echo of thunder. On the anniversary of Halcyon's fall, a council delegation sent a message to Earth. There was no reply, but somewhere, in the depths of the Terran system, beyond the orbit of Pluto, massive stations pulsed with silent energy. Patrols still roamed the cold dark, unseen. The fleets never truly disbanded. Humanity had returned to its silence. Yet everyone remembered. Every species that had once mocked Earth's restraint, every diplomat who had laughed in that shining chamber, they all carried the same unspoken truth now. Silence, when it came from Earth, was not peace. It was the sound of the storm waiting to break. Korynth. The galaxy whispers centuries later. Young cadets of alien academies would ask their instructors, "Why does no one provoke the Terrans? They seem peaceful now." And the old veterans would always give the same answer. Because once, the galaxy mocked their silence and heard thunder. And somewhere, beyond the stars, deep within the endless dark, a human admiral would gaze upon the void and whisper, "Let them remember. Let them never forget." Then, with a faint smile, he'd close the comms, leaving the universe in silence once again, a silence that every star feared to break.